Hey guys, it's me, Lil Ninja, back with another video, and today we're doing What If Deku Had the Omnitrix Part 2, and yeah, this is the redo, but I'm just gonna call it Part 2, because I feel like I did this thing like three times, because I think I actually did do this What If 3 times already, so yeah. Couple of things before we start. We are almost at 300 subscribers, and I would like to get there before the end of February. If we get there before the end of February, I will drop a 1-hour special. Also, some of the things that were in the last What If will not be actually true, like how he had to get discs, or he still has to, but he only has 2 discs, and there are actually 8 discs instead of 10 like I originally planned. Also, Izumi is still canon inside of this What If, so yeah, we still have Izumi helping her brother with her quirk. Meaning that Izuku will basically have a friend like Gwen. So yeah, see ya in the video. It's Little Ninja time. We start with Izuku on his first week looking for discs, because the Omnitrix had told him that a disc has just went into the area, and he is trying to find it quick before anyone else finds it. And like I said before, everything from the Ben 10 universe is in this universe now. Of course, our canon Ben 10 at the time is in Bellwood, while Midoriya is in Japan, which is where most of the things are happening. So basically, Ben would be around 17 at the time in this What If, and Ben would be in Japan laying low with Kevin and Gwen looking after Bellwood. So yeah. Paradox was erased from the universe after these 2 universes were collided. So Paradox will not be in this universe anymore. Neither will Eon be, because I can't have no time stuff right now. And this technically isn't even the main universe anymore. So yeah. Izuku would be looking for the disc until he saw someone that picked up the discs and was about to put it into their watch, and Izuku would stop them, saying, "Hey, that's mine." And Izuku, who we now know is Ben, would look at Izuku, thinking that this kid, Ben would ask, who is this kid, not knowing who this is, and Ben was about to use the Omnitrix, but then he would rethink, because this is only a 15-year-old, he probably doesn't know what this disc can do. Izuku would say, "Stop, or I'll use my quirk," and Ben would look at the stance that he's in, the same exact stance that he himself uses for when he's about to transform into an alien. And Ben would then look at his wrist. He would see an exact copy of the rebooted Omnitrix. And Ben would look at the Omnitrix, thinking that Azimuth must have made another one, not knowing what this one can do. He would start pressing buttons as Ben would accidentally transform Izuku into 4 arms. Ben would be surprised and would then slam the watch, transforming Izuku back. And Ben would ask, "How did you get this?" Izuku would say, "I found it in the woods when I was 10 at summertime. Not to mention that my quirk wasn't fully awakened, but it seems to feed off of my energy that is inside of me, so it's kind of like a device that helps me use my quirk." And Ben would say, "No, for my Omnitrix, it already has an energy, but for yours, You basically are the energy. Izuku would then nod his head, explaining how his quirk, what he thinks is his quirk, powers the Omnitrix to help. Because of this, his Omnitrix, if it was taken off of him, which yes, it can be taken off of him, nobody would be able to use it but Izuku, so it would basically be useless to them. Unless Izuku stored some of his energy inside of it, or unless they use Izuku as a battery. Actually, that gave me an idea. Ben would then go to take Izuku to the new plumber station inside of Japan, and would explain his partner Rook and his girlfriend, I forgot what her name was, Kai. His girlfriend Kai were in Japan now. We noticed that this is the main place where these seismic activities have been happening. Well, mainly transformations that no one on Earth can read but the Omnitrix. Izuku would be surprised. Ben had tracked Izuku all the way here from Bellwood. And Ben would explain more about the Omnitrix, but not telling him everything, leaving things out like Master Control and certain aliens that Izuku hasn't unlocked yet. He would explain that Rook has just became Magister, and he's looking for a new rookie to keep the town safe with all these heroes, kind of like a vigilante. And Izuku would state that he's trying to become a hero, not a vigilante. And Ben would say, you don't need hero licenses in Bellwood. Izuku would think for a second. Being a vigilante could save a lot of money, especially since his mom have to work 3 jobs. Izuku would think about it for a second, and he would shut it down again, thinking he wants to become a hero, not a vigilante. Being a vigilante is basically like being a villain. You don't have a hero license. Ben would state that being a vigilante doesn't necessarily mean you're a villain. As long as you're doing what's right, you're a hero. And Rook would say this as well. And Rook would give him a Prototool, which looks kind of like his, but it is green. Izuku would grab the Prototool, and Rook would say, it's so that we can keep in contact. No phone will work for you, but you can dial my number into your Omnitrix. And Izuku did not know what that meant because he hasn't unlocked that type of Omnitrix yet. Izuku would start to walk to the elevator, and Ben would grab his shoulder, saying, think about it. You can do a lot more good if you just didn't wait. Plus, you can keep a secret. Don't tell anyone about the plumbers. Izuku would nod his head and would go up into the elevator, arriving back into Max's plumber station. He would walk off and would make his way to UA after snagging the disc from Ben, when Ben would realize that Izuku took the disc. Izuku would have plopped the disc into the Omnitrix and would have unlocked the ultimate Omnitrix mode. Although the Omnitrix needed a moment to recalibrate, so he will not be able to transform for about an hour. Izuku would be mad, thinking an hour that we're doing hero training today. He won't be able to do anything. Then he would look at his Prototool. Since it is the weekend, since they are doing hero training, he would use some of the time to train with the Prototool. Plus, it is kind of like a heat blast. he has been using magma weapons from Heat Blast, so if this thing can transform into almost any weapon, he should be able to make it into Heat Blast weapons. Possibly. Izuku would look at the Prototool and would start pressing buttons randomly, almost shooting his head off in the process. Izuku would put the Prototool back on his back until the Prototool would have transformed into a small disc and would have gone inside the omnitrix, and would have updated the omnitrix so that it has a call function and can summon a Prototool. And no, this is not one of the official 10 discs. Izuku only has 3 discs at this point. 3 discs from Azimuth. This is just a hybrid disc that Rook made for Izuku. Izuku would look through this and he would see suits. Basically, he saw a sort of plumber outfit that was made for him. Izuku would press it and a mask would pop on his face with a visor being on his head and a plumber suit that looks similar to Ben's but more green and black than green, white, and black. Izuku would turn the suit off, thinking that this could be his hero costume, but also remembering the thing that Ben told him in his head. You could be a vigilante. Vigilantes aren't evil. And this would be going through Izuku's head the whole day while he was training. And no, the thing that never mind. Izuku would basically just be thinking about what Ben said throughout the day. And since there are aliens now that are doing things that people don't necessarily see every day, he would decide to try and get his license early. Yes, I know what you're thinking. He can't get his license early, but I'm going to do that anyway. We about fast forward to after the basically USJ attack. Izuku saved everyone inside the USJ, and Aizawa gave him the opportunity to become a pro hero with a license. Ben would also be accompanying Izuku, thinking that he probably shouldn't be saving people illegally, but that's what a vigilante does, technically. But Ben would help Izuku get his hero license. Since their powers are basically the same, they would both be admitted as a duo team called the Plumbers. Also, Ben would be calling himself Ben 10, while Izuku would be calling him Transformia. Izuku being called Transformia because he likes hero names, Ben 10 just keeping it simple, using his name from his universe. So, yeah. Izuku and Ben would go back to Plumber Base and would start talking, although Izuku still does need to go to school, so yeah. Since this is after the USJ attack, Izuku would tell Ben that he needs to go to school for the what was it? I keep forgetting what comes next after the USJ attack. The sports festival. Yeah, that. Izuku would make it to school, and Aizawa would start talking about the sports festival. They only have a week to get ready. Izuku would try and take half of the week to find another disc. Unfortunately, he did not find any. Also, he had to fight some drones on the way, not knowing what they are. Izuku would console Ben, and Ben would say that Ben would tell Izuku that he's going back to Bellwood, and he'll leave Japan to him, and Izuku would ask him about the drones, and Ben would tell him about Vilgax and all the other villains that might want to come after his omnitrix. But since it feeds off of his energy, they're not going to be able to use it, and they might soon realize that. Izuku would go train with ultimate aliens for the rest of the day, only having 10 and still only having 10 unlocked. Izuku, for the next part of the week, would actually unlock 5 new aliens, one being Cannonbolt, another being Forearms, another being Heat Blast, and that's only 3. Another being Feedback, and the final one being Wild Vine. Izuku is trying to unlock aliens as much as he can, although not being able to unlock that many because he still has to find 7 more discs. Izuku would make his way to the sports festival, and he would start to get ready. With the first thing being a race, he would decide to go... Wait a minute. Oh yeah, I got an alien. He would decide to go Heat Blast. Using Heat Blast's flames to get out of the ice that Shoto made, he would then summon a fire block, and would start flying towards Todoroki, which was in the lead. Izuku would then pass Todoroki, with Bakugo coming straight behind Todoroki and then passing him as well. Bakugo being infuriated that Izuku already has his hero license. Izuku would then start to go fly harder until he would hear a familiar sound. Since he trained with his energy a lot every single day, he did not have enough energy for even 10 minutes. He only had enough for about 6 minutes, and it was hard for him to get this far. If he doesn't make a quick move fast, he'll end up in last. Izuku, as soon as a red flash would have covered him, he would have used the Prototool that would have summoned from his omnitrix. With everyone noticing that Izuku's omnitrix looks a little different, with his omnitrix actually being the ultimatrix omnitrix, and yeah, Izuku would use the Prototool and would the bow staff would be created, and he would launch himself to the front of the race, with him using that again to slam on Midnight's gas or something. He would be launched again into the front and would have made it into first. Woo, that was a ride. Izuku would have been so happy that he made it into first, with Bakugo being second and Shoto being third. Izuku's team would have been a little different. Kirishima would have gone to Izuku, while Izumi would have also gone to Izuku, with Uraka being the back so that she can float everybody, with Izuku obviously being the rider. So yeah, Izuku would tell Uraka to make him weightless because the alien he's going to turn into is gonna be heavy. Izuku would transform into Wild Vine, making a case around Izuku, making a case around his whole team and his headband. Izuku would actually have a strategy, starting to go after headbands, taking them instantly, like it's not even nothing. Then he would start throwing them in the air, with everyone trying to get their headbands back. Izuku would keep doing this, and if anyone came close, he could launch his whole team into the sky. But because of those early transformations, he could only be Wild Vine for about 5 minutes, and he needs a major rest or he won't be able to transform anymore. Izuku can already feel the tiredness swarming him, thinking that he only has about 2 minutes left. With there being about 30 minutes left on the clock. Yeah, it was 35 minutes and there's still 30 minutes on the clock. Izuku would start to worry, thinking that if there's only 30 minutes on the clock, he's about to transform back in a few seconds. With that being the case, Izuku would, as soon as he transformed back, would summon a Prototool and would actually make a shield with the Prototool. With nobody being able to get into the force field, everybody was not able to basically get Izuku's headband. With anybody coming close, Izumi would use her flames to block them off, this making Shoto pretty dang mad because he does not like flames. He don't really like flames. So yeah, Izuku would have won the cavalry battle by having great defense and a great offense with Izumi. And I hope you liked the video, so I have to see you later. Bye. Ninja says bye.